Okay, it is Monday. Good evening, Monday, November 4th. You're watching the Convergence Report with Mike Thomas on XE's TV. We are live streamed by Noxtrom Digital Media at the Downtown Windsor Business Accelerator here at 720 Ouellette. And of course, and we said if you get to see it live, and live is what we're doing right now. If not, then you can take a look at YouTube a little later on. That'd be great to do that. Tonight on the Convergence Report, I have brought back what I call my Harper Duffy Report. They just gave you so many things to talk about, so much fun to play with that I had to bring it back and talk about the convention and talk about all the different things that are going on with the Senate and with Stephen Harper. Holy cow, he's just got the blinders on. It's unbelievable. I think he's trying to become the Teflon man himself. And also my Facebook karma. You know, and I'll talk about that Facebook karma. I've actually kind of dealt Rob Ford into Facebook karma because Facebook karma is about I saw that, which is they saw Rob Ford and I saw that, and it still gets on the internet and it still gets on Facebook and it still gets out there. Okay, so in saying that, you are watching the Convergence Report with Mike Thomas at the Downtown Windsor Business Accelerator for XE's TV, live streamed by Noxtrom Digital Media. I will be back with the Harper Duffy Report right after this.
You're watching XE's TV, streaming live from downtown Windsor for the Windsor Downtown Business Accelerator, and this is the Convergence Report with Mike Thomas. We'll be right back. You're watching XE's TV, streaming live from downtown Windsor for the Windsor Downtown Business Accelerator, and this is the Convergence Report with Mike Thomas. We'll be right back.
Okay, and we're back. You are watching Convergence Reports. I am Mike Thomas, and we're here now. So with my slide up there, we're here with the Harper Duffy Report again. They thought that they can keep trying. Or Stephen Harper still thinks he can just try to ignore it, make it go away, and he was absolutely surprised out of the blue. We'll talk about that in a minute with Duffy himself saying, you know what, I'm not putting up with this crap, and he come up with his own challenges at the end of the day. And it's the same names keep on popping up all the time. You got Stephen Harper himself. I kind of got this from Rick Salutin. It was first published in the Toronto Star, and he was kind of quoting Macbeth at the end of the day. Thrice the brinded cat hath mewed, thrice and once the hedge pig whined. Harper crisis. 'Tis time, 'tis time. And this is really all about what's going on. It's not so much even just with the Senate. It's how he's handling his total internal politics with his caucus and with everybody. It's just almost unbelievable. So, give me my next slide up there, Alex. Not that one. Move on to the big one there. Okay, and it's really, this was posted up by Facebook by a Ruby J, and you know what, he's sitting in the background. You kind of got Harper and Ouellette saying, you know what, money for nothing and our trips for free, which is how it all began. And here we go, and Stephen Harper just kind of drumming in the background saying, you know what, I don't know what's going on, I don't know what was happening, I'm just in the background. Everybody else was doing what they needed to do, and it gets, just gets worse the better. I was reporting on this much earlier. Much earlier in the year, and I remember how it all transpired, and it seems like Stephen Harper remembers it completely different. So it's just hilarious to watch how he dances around and dances, and it's just, drumming in the background saying, okay, it wasn't me, I did this, I did that, Nigel Wright told me nothing, and that's what they're talking about, about the Macbeth quote at the end of the day, which is, will Nigel Wright will be having enough, just like Mike Duffy, and will he finally come out and start telling the truth and start reporting out, because he's just getting bashed. He's getting kind of left out in the cold or left like under the bus by Stephen Harper. It's ridiculous, the loyalty that this group of people, politicians, have, that they will just back them up until the end. So some people don't want to back you up. My next slide will show that. Alex, please. Okay, and it was the one where Stephen Harper's yelling at Mike Duffy, you're a bad puppet, you're a bad puppet, and it will be explained a little bit later on in this segment of there was a lot of meetings that happened prior to, and then Mike Duffy just wasn't listening, wasn't doing what he's told, and at the end of the day, his lawyer came out swinging, at the Prime Minister's office. He says he was coached on what he was supposed to say. He was told what he was supposed to do, and it keeps coming out between Wallen and Duffy that were expenses, and they were saying, that's okay, that's allowable, and some of that information was coming from Stephen Harper himself. It was approved by the office, it was approved by the housing allowance, and he was told this is what these ones will be fine. Now, the difficulty I have with all of that is at the end is really and truly, is it Harper orchestrating something that he wanted? He wanted to make changes to the Senate, and he's actually using his own people to blow the Senate out of the water. And because it seems like his name is all around it, and at the end he's still saying, no, it wasn't me. And what was the next one? I'm trying to look there. Not yet. Leave that slide up there. Leave that slide up there, Alex. Harper saying that he was now misled. This was in the Windsor Star or Post Media, Wednesday, October 30th. When all of a sudden he had to confirm that a second check that was issued to Duffy, not the $90,000 for paying expenses, but also legal fees, and they had to dance all around that one. And what we didn't know, or Stephen Harper didn't know that. He's now misled. He did not know what was going on in his own Prime Minister's office, with his own chiefs of staff, with his own Prime Minister's office total staffing. We've already heard, I think it was the Prime Minister's office secretary, that she was the one that was really taking the brunt. She's kind of disappeared because once you start getting legal, and once you start getting the RCMP involved, and there's legal challenges, maybe they finally put it to bed that she wasn't the one that did it, because they're threatening jail time to senators. They're threatening jail time to Nigel, well, not to Nigel Wright, but to the office itself, saying, or to Duffy, they're saying fraud, or Wallen, there's fraud charges going on. So we got to take this very, very seriously. So it's just unbelievable that this keeps on happening, and it's crazy. So they had they finally had to kind of delay it due to the Calgary floods. They had their convention this particular weekend. I give you my next slide up. We're going to talk about the shuffle up and deal. Now, first one I showed that with King Stephen shuffling deal, but it was really and truly that what it was the NDP Peter Julian introduced an NDP 99 card. If you can show me the next slide up there, Alex. 99 card Hall of Shame deck. Which they started passing around, and it's going to be quite a collector's item for the Conservative Convention at the end of the day. And it's 99 cards. Each shows a photo of a senator in the front with a back, with a brief bio on what all the things that were happening, appointment, retirement dates, estimated total cost of their tenure, so how much it's going to cost. Now, I kind of disagree with it, because the drive at the end of the day is they also want to get rid of the Senate. I still, in my opinion, is that the Senate, a proper Senate is necessary. If you want to make amendments to the Senate, make some changes to make them more accountable, I'm totally for that. But it just that it was so much fun to look at how they're playing with this card deck. And for example, just because it's the Harper Duffy report, it said the Mike Duffy card notes he was appointed December 22nd, 2008, and must retire no later than May 27th, 2021. So they certainly give you one pretty long tenure to worry about. He was Stephen Harper's third appointment to the Senate and represents Prince Edward Island. I kind of remember him from Ontario mainly, Toronto, but I guess Prince Edward Island, where his home base would be, no different than Pamela Wallen. I did see her on Corner Gas in Saskatchewan, so she must be from Saskatchewan too. She said she is. I guess there's a sign up there that says she's from Saskatchewan. But the total ordinary cost of his salary in office as senator would be $1.8 million. So this is where the costing comes into it. why, if they're not going to do the job, if they're not going to do the job properly, this is what the hit to the taxpayers are. This is what, the NDP is screaming, the Liberals are screaming. Even, this is what Harper's trying to kind of put a cloak over it, saying, you know what, it has nothing to do with me, okay? And it's all about the Senate not managing themselves. But the Senate manages themselves based on the rules and guidelines given to them on who appoints them, which is the Prime Minister, by the way, in the Prime Minister's office. So I know there's probably got to be some serious changes. They're trying to abolish it. Like, that's a little bit different. There should be some serious changes to the Senate, and there is no doubt that is the reality. So in saying that, it continues to be from the convention itself. I can put my next one up there, Alex, in regards to the actual, and this is really what it comes down to. I did show this slide before. What do you think I care? Stephen Harper does not care. He didn't try to explain it to the press. He hasn't tried to explain it to the House. Okay, he doesn't even necessarily even try to explain it to his own convention. He actually goes on the attack. Because if I go back to my 7 steps of a political scandal, where now he's reinvented himself as good Stephen. I'm the one. It was not my fault. I didn't do anything. Now remember initially how Nigel Wright resigned. He stepped down because of what had happened with Mike Duffy, and then now you got Stephen Harper clamoring that no, he dismissed him. Okay, he dismissed him, he fired him, and was going, where did that one come from? Like, can you just say whatever you want? Can you just pick it out of the air and just hope that nobody, if you don't answer any of the press's questions, which is what he normally does, I guess you can say whatever you want and do whatever you want. And he says he portrays himself as an ethically clean politician trying to punish these wayward senators, ones that he appointed. So it's just unbelievable of how cocky, and the word has to be cocky, and that he just has no belief that he has to be accountable for anything, and it's because he still has, right now they're saying he still has the support of the main caucus people within the Conservative. They know, and do understand this, they know, I think roughly the date, they've got 2 years to clean up this mess. That's what happens when there's the majority government. He's got 2 years to clean up this mess, and he chooses not to answer. He gets caught every other day doing something, and that's just ridiculous in this day and age. So, and again, I did take this one out of the Post Media News. It's just give people food for thought and get people to start thinking about what's going on. Just some big questions in regards to this particular scandal itself. Did Harper or his office ever tell Duffy that claiming secondary housing expenses on his Ottawa residents were fine? Okay, nobody wants to answer that. Okay, we're going to pay the debt. That through Nigel Wright was supposedly Stephen Harper not knowing any of this. Okay, but here's the big question. What happened at a February 13th meeting involving Harper, Duffy, and Wright? Okay, so why did they have a special meeting amongst themselves? Because they knew the storm was brewing. They knew it was going to be happening. And and he's saying, I didn't break any rules. Duffy says he told Harper that. That's what's coming out of this. That's what's coming out of the legalities of Mike Duffy's argument, that I didn't do anything wrong. Again, when you have the RCMP threatening charges, it becomes a little bit more serious than just a senator misappropriating some money. They're now looking at doing some damage with that across the board. Sweet deals. Even Patrick Brazeau got out there and said, you know what, I was offered a deal, basically just pay this, shut up, come back to the Senate, no suspension. A lot of things trying to make it go away. It's not happening. It's in the forefront. And again, it's something that needs to happen. Did Harper know his staff and senior senators was allegedly threatening Duffy, telling him that he didn't repay, he'd be tossed from the Senate? So who is doing all this stuff in the background? And again, how much did Stephen Harper know? And there's some people portraying this as almost like a Canadian Watergate. Too many people know too many things. You know what? In the world of electronics and email, there's too much information out there. He can only hide it for so much longer. And one of these days, he's the one that's going to be investigated. Stephen Harper will be investigated by the RCMP. Mark my words. You've heard it here from the XE's TV, Mike Thomas, the Convergence Report. You've heard that that's going to happen. So, and if not, if it doesn't happen, it's because he's going to resign, step down. I want to be with my family. We've heard the same song and dance before. From Facebook itself, I have Shirley B. And she was kind of following this whole story. She's the one that kind of popped up some of these slides, okay, and said, This was kind of addressed to Stephen Harper and the other party leaders. Now that the convention is over with, the House has not sat down to take care of nation's business in many months. How do you not run a country? Okay, you can't just keep running around. He ran to Europe, he ran to South America, he runs everywhere. He thinks, you know, a trade deal, if I can just sign a trade deal and say, hey, look at this great thing I did for Canadians, okay? Captain Consumer, I'll go after the cell. He just, whatever the flavor, whatever people are mad about, you know, I'll go after the cell phone companies. I'll do this, I'll do that. You know what, that'll get me some votes, okay? And you know, I'll throw some money, and I'll talk about this when I get to Rob Ford. Throw some money at the mayor of Toronto, okay? Because you know what, I need him 2 years from now. Whether Rob Ford will be there 2 years from now, that's another question, okay? But anyways, in many months, and they continue to get paid. They get paid for not going to work, which, if you know what, if that was us, they'd be cutting us off our unemployment, they'd be cutting us off our welfare, even if we threaten not to participate. Okay? First, it was tied up with the Senate scandal. It's still tied up with the Senate scandal. It was prorogued so gullible taxpayers would forget he did this before. Okay? He prorogues every time the heat gets on. It's unbelievable how he gets away with it. Okay? And it's still tied up with the Senate again. She says, stop all the silliness. Let the RCMP and the Senate take care of their business. You're wasting a House majority when we can be enacting business. And again, because of her long range background with the HMS Hunter in the Windsor area, she says, quit taking away the military pensions. You know, you wanted to go to war. You were one of the biggest proponents of returning Canada's army might. Okay, don't take away people's pensions. Okay, that is unbelievable, even saying that. So, okay, that's the Harper Duffy Report for now. This is the Convergence Report. I am Mike Thomas, XE's TV, live streamed by Noxtrom Digital Media. Remember to subscribe with us on YouTube. I will be back right after this.
You're watching Exist TV, streaming live from downtown Windsor for the Windsor Downtown Business Accelerator. And this is the Convergence Report with Mike Thomas. We'll be right back. You're watching Exist TV, streaming live from downtown Windsor for the Windsor Downtown Business Accelerator, and this is the Convergence Report with Mike Thomas. We'll be right back.
Okay, and we're back. You're watching the Convergence Report. I am Mike Thomas. And, you know, and I kind of do this. I've been doing this last couple of weeks. This one's a little bit different, okay? It's what is your dream job? So I kind of just telling you what's your dream job. You know what? Go to my go to the next slide, Alex. Okay, if you want to try to find your dream job, there's somebody out there. It's Windsor Business Networks. Okay, they're really trying very, very hard. They post up on their Facebook site all the time in regards to, okay, in regards to the, got it? There we go. Okay. Job. They have a nice job board. It scrolls all the time. They're adding to it, updating it all the time. So like no specific job this week, but if you want to try to find your dream job, maybe it is on Windsor Business Networks on their Facebook site. So please take a look at that. My next slide up there would be Facebook Karma. Okay, so Facebook Karma, again, trying, you know, I kind of did this right off the bat, and it came from initially, there was people, that the employees of the county were threatened to lose their jobs if they had said something about where they worked, or the county office, or the mayor, or anything. And it was like, if you made a mistake and you complained about your job that particular day on Facebook, boom, somebody said, I saw that, and the karma would be bang, like you would lose your job. And the karma could be good too. People post a great number of things on Facebook. So like my Facebook karma would be, it kind of goes either way. So because it goes either way, we're going to put it, get my next slide up there, because it's time to, Okay, and that, I kind of pulled this one off Facebook, and it's coo 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 coo. Okay, and that's from the McKenzie brothers, and there you got a couple brothers right there, the Ford brothers from Toronto, and this one. You know what? You talk about Stephen Harper. I kind of brought into it. Oh man, he is Rob Ford denied and lied and lied and denied. Like, I don't know if him and Stephen Harper get together for regular dinners or lunches or whatever to prepare what they're going to could say to the public. Unbelievable, because you know what? The cops have it now. He's mad at the police, the chief of police of Toronto, because they have it. Probably didn't tell him, didn't give it to him. I don't know. I think they think it's 1930 politics, that people are just they just don't want to pay attention, and you can get away with whatever you want and say what you want. And now he's been caught. Okay, and he kind of got on the news, and he was on AM 640. You know, they say very contrite, you know, very apologetic, and I've made some mistakes, and I did this, but he didn't want to talk about crack pipes and things like that. But that's the reality, is that he denied any of that kind of stuff happened, and everybody, his brother, a deputy mayor was meeting with them prior to this radio show, and it's just unbelievable that the conservative side of it. We pick on everybody else, all politicians, but at the end of the day, this mayor of Toronto and this prime minister of Canada, just almost unbelievable. This was posted by Thor B from Winnipeg, Manitoba, so it's just unbelievable of what people think they can get away with just because you're in a position of power. Lied and denied this whole time. Oh no, they got it now, the video? That might have happened. Okay, just unbelievable. Okay, so my next slide up there, please, Alex. And this is what I feel bad at. Well, you know, actually, the difference. I don't always piss people off, okay, but when I do, it's funny as hell. So that's going to be my motto for this week. Okay, so let's go to the next one. I like that guy. I like every time I see that on Facebook. That's good Facebook karma at the end. And I'm doing the 7-Eleven again, because you know what? It's Ward 7. It's 11 candidates, and the same thing. It's really I feel bad at the end, because this is an important election, and because of politics, I think people just are tired. They're getting wiped out by girders not being ready and being ready. They're approved and not approved. You got Harper just mismanaging everything. You got the Ford show. Wherever you go, politics seems to be, it's not somebody's dream job at the end of the day. It's not going well at all. And here they had a meet and greet in Forest Glade on Saturday, and about 30 people showed up. And they said there's really only 10 from the rural area. They had the CJAM meeting. There wasn't many more people there. So people are just saying, you know what, I don't want to pay attention to this. You vote in who you want. And it's sad when that has become the apathy. Like, we're trying to get voter up. You would think more people Canadians would get mad and say, I'm going to participate, I'm going to make a difference, I'm going to pick the best person based upon what I know about them and put them into power. And let's hope that, you know what, maybe they can kind of drum up the business for the December 9th election. Okay, the debate from the Windsor Essex Regional Chamber of Commerce, November 19th at 8 a.m. at the Kubota Club. Let's see if we can get some people there. More than likely, unfortunately, probably just be business people, but trying to make this election. And this story came from Joel Voice from the Windsor Star.
There may be too many candidates.
And that also that could be a distraction. And I thought about that. But you know what? You have to give. The democracy is a due process, but I believe that they can ferret through that by a little bit of reading. I don't know what the Windsor Star is doing, but you people should, it's an internet world. Check out the candidates. Okay, check out the candidates and try to get out from that ward. It's so very important to get out and vote. Okay, don't be distracted. We need to make this one the change. Make this one the change where we're more votes. Okay, if people get out and vote, it shows that you've had enough, and the people are going to start making a difference. Okay, very good. And here's my Orange Barrel report. Just like one little update, and Wyandotte Street East is getting pounded. Starting on Tuesday, it's basically both ways. Between Perrin Avenue and Lincoln, there'll be asphalt resurfacing. I kind of drove through that. And it's basically happened from Tuesday to Thursday, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. I know I kind of drove on the drive. They're still doing water main stuff there. So Riverside Drive around the marina, you're still getting tied up there. So that's also happening. My next slide would be the WIF, or the Windsor International Film Festival. You know what? And it's going to be their 9th anniversary. Sunday, September 10th. It's got a kickoff. 9th anniversary. 65 dramatic documentary and short films. And if you want to see a full schedule of it and also to purchase tickets, you need to visit the WIF website. I got it posted there, windsorfilmfestival.com. So take a look at there. This is becoming bigger and bigger in Windsor every year, and you know what, rivals. I'm going to tell you right now, you're getting the same type of coverage as, say, Toronto's film festival or TIFF does. So they're doing an excellent job down here and getting some good promotion and doing a wonderful thing. So I kind of like that. And give me one more there, one more slide. And it's, just a good job for Coach for Kid. I said I was going to follow to the end. Over 6,000 coats given out over the weekend. Actually, I think it's November 2 to November 8th. It's going to happen for the week, but it was very, very busy on the weekend. So, again, hitting that 6,000 coat level. They had some coats from last year, plus what they got this year. So, again, excellent job by the Unemployed Help Center. And again, because I'm going to tell you, it's cold now. It's getting colder. Okay, we're not having that warm winter so far this year. That's for sure. So, excellent job by the Unemployed Help Center. So, I'm saying all that. We're going to take a quick break, then I'm going to finish up. You're watching the Convergence Report. I am Mike Thomas, okay? And we will be back, okay, right after this. XE's TV, live streamed.
You are watching XE's TV, streaming live from downtown Windsor for the Windsor Downtown Business Accelerator, and this is the Convergence Report with Mike Thomas. We'll be right back. You're watching XE's TV, streaming live from downtown Windsor for the Windsor Downtown Business Accelerator, and this is the Convergence Report with Mike Thomas. We'll be right back.
Okay, and we're back. You are watching the Convergence Report. I am Mike Thomas, live streamed by Noxtrom Digital Media, okay, for XE's TV right here at the downtown Windsor Business Accelerator at 720 Ouellette. And kind of going to finish up. There was no football. The Lions were on a bye. It looked like it was a decent week for a bye. Like I'm saying, late in the season as it is. We had Calvin kind of hurting. Even he had the 300 yards. The prior game, but we had Calvin hurting, we had Reggie hurting, we have some of the defensive guys hurting, so it looked like it was a pretty big deal. We got the slide up there, and more importantly, tonight we'll kind of know where we stand. You kind of got Green Bay, they're 5-2, going up against, I think, Chicago's 4-3. Yeah, 4-3, 5-2. The Lions are 5-3, so a Chicago win, and we're playing Chicago next week. Okay, we could potentially have 3 teams at 5-3, which would be, I think, let's not let Green Bay start running away with the thing. So I'm actually pulling for Chicago tonight, believe it or not, okay, to beat Green Bay, so that we get 3 teams 5-3 coming back into next week for the Lions to go to Soldier Field in Chicago and try to take control of this division. So you know what, we're hoping that the game's on tonight, Monday Night Football. So take a look, take a watch. It has, and Lions fans should be watching this one. There is no doubt. And so my next slide, I'm kind of finishing up as we go. Again, and here it is. It's this is live streamed by Noxtrom Digital Media. Please subscribe. Go to YouTube. Check out our shows. Check out all the content that's being uploaded to it, and be a subscriber. Let's try to load it up. Try to show everybody that we got excellent content. And please watch the show. If you have anything to say to me, tweet me at WriterMiker. Okay, you can go to the Noxtrom Digital Media Facebook. You go to my personal Facebook at Mike Thomas. I kind of post up similar content with this. I kind of do it that same way. So if you want to take a look at that, you want to keep refreshed, you want to see my show again, easy links are given to me by my co-producer Alex, and you can be able to see all of those, all the great programming, all the great things that are happening here at the Downtown Windsor Business Accelerator. Okay, you have been watching the Convergence Report. I am Mike Thomas. Okay, live streamed for XE's TV by Noxtrom Digital Media right here at 720 Ouellette. I will see you next week.